Dean, Huddersfield, 4th defeat in 5. A lot of the fans quite despondent about the performance in the first half at least, maybe the whole game, and recent performances, etc. So I've asked some of the fans for their questions, what they want to ask you. So I'm going to hit you with a load of their questions. I've vetted some of them because some of them needed a bit of that. But I wondered if you would be so good as to answer their questions. And this is the first one then. So what happened on Tuesday night? What's the explanation for such a poor performance? Great in training on the Monday, but what happened on the Tuesday?
Well, since the game, we've obviously been looking into that. We've watched the game back a few times as a staff and group of players, and ultimately we weren't at our best on the night. We didn't play anywhere near the level that we've set this season. The performance levels were nowhere near, and ultimately we have to take the criticism for that at the moment. You know, the last few weeks we've had some tough results, but all our focus now is on the Millwall game. It's a totally different challenge in front of us. But we obviously had them watched last night against Birmingham, and since Gary's gone in, they're performing very, very well. You have to say they've still got that bite about them, and they've still got that physicality in the game, but they can play as well. They've got some good players in that midfield and them forward areas. So, our focus is on that. Simple as that.
As I say, 4 defeats in 5. Can you put your finger on why that is?
Well, I'm not a great believer in looking at the past. I think, of course, in-house, we're trying to address all the problems that we've had recently, and certainly in the last 3 games. And you'd have to look at every game in its own right, I think. And for us, we know we've got a group of players that we trust. We've got a group of players and a group of staff who care a lot about performing well for Bristol City, and ultimately that's going to stand us in good stead for the rest of the season. We've got a fantastic challenge in front of us. The carrot at the end of it is amazing for everyone involved, but for us, as I say, we can't take our mind off the Millwall game. We can't focus on anything else because the preparation going into that is going to be key for us.
The game at Huddersfield, though, midfield pinpointed as an area of concern. Would you agree with that assessment?
What I would say on the Huddersfield games, I don't think anybody really performed right to the level. I think that can go right through the team. I think we were poor with the ball in possession. I think we were poor in the transition. We were poor in key moments of the game, right throughout the game. And of course, as I say, we've analysed the game and we move on.
What happened to the high tempo, high energy front foot game shown at home against Huddersfield? Why weren't the club able to replicate that away at the John Smith Stadium?
Well, I think every game's different. I think Huddersfield have improved dramatically since the game here at Ashton Gate, no doubt about that. And for us, we didn't get our game going from minute one. There was a response in the second half. We were better in the second half. They needed to be. But ultimately, we weren't at it in the first half, and that's why we lost the game.
Where has the passion and confidence gone from late?
Well, I think people that see the way that we work, the way that we train, the way that we prepare, the hours that people are putting in behind the scenes, the players and the staff, I think passion is one thing that can't be questioned from now to the end of the season. As I said previously, we've got a group of people here that care passionately about this football club and about this football club doing well. And for all them reasons, I believe that we're going to have a real strong end to the season.
Huddersfield had the worst home record in the division. How are they able to outplay Bristol City for large parts of the game?
I think for us again, when we underperform, it's going to be difficult to get results. It's simple as that. And when we've performed well this season, we've gone on and got good results, and then gone and got good results on the back of that and gone on a good run. For us now, it's about refocusing, resetting some certain standards around the way that we play, and attacking the Millwall game with all that desire and all that passion that we've got inside us.
Is there a problem with squad cohesion in terms of the 3 new guys arriving in January? Have they adapted yet to maybe what you guys are asking from them?
I think from pre-season, there's been a lot of new players that have come into the club. It's a daily challenge, I would say, for them players to adapt on and off the pitch. And of course, as a coaching staff and a group of players that are already at the club, it's up to us to make that transition as smoothly as possible. I think at the moment we've got a group of players who are all vying to get in that starting 11. And for us, it's about picking a team, as I say, that can go to Millwall and get the 3 points.
Lee Johnson said after the game the other day that Bristol City hadn't shown the identity that you wanted them to show. What is the identity on the pitch?
Well, the gaffer uses the term busy bees, hustling the opposition, energetic, showing, as I say, that passion on the pitch. You know, getting the ball and playing in good areas of the pitch and getting the crowd out of the seat and making things happen. And ultimately, that's what we're about, and that's what we're going to get back to.
Does it undermine the playing style and identity and ethos if you make changes all the time to the first team squad? I mean, the team selection.
Does it, say the question again, Gregor? Sorry.
Does it undermine the playing ethos and that style that you're talking about there if you constantly change the formation and team selection?
Well, I think there's always reasons for changing the formation or the personnel. I think some of them, it could be down to many different things, of course, and for us, as I say, it's about picking the 11 that go out there and perform to their best. As I say, we've got a good group of players who just all want to go out there and get some wins for Bristol City.
Has there been enough long-term planning? And by that, I mean the guys who come in January are quite different, aren't they, from the guys who've left? In terms of Bailey Wright has gone out, Philip Benkovic has come in. Both got their own attributes. Bailey Wright, big dressing room character, not exactly like for like in some regards, a lot of people would say. Has that kind of thing been taken into account? Has there been enough long-term planning? Yeah,
I think the club are well onto preparing now for the next transfer window, and that was the case going into January. We were well prepared. Of course, when you lose players, it's difficult, and we have a list of targets that we go after and try to get, and we were really comfortable with the players that we brought into the club. It's in the very, very early stages of that, and it's a transition which is ongoing.
Is there enough experience in the coaching team? No problems with the current coaches, yourself, Jamie and Lee, but possibly maybe if there was somebody older there to see through certain situations? Do you think there's anything in that?
I think for me, we work diligently together every day. I think you'd add Khalifa Cisse into that, and Pat Mountain, the goalkeeper coach. There's the analyst you'd bring into that. We're a real tight-knit group. For us, we work very, very well together. We question each other all the time. Of course, that's our job. We all care passionately about this football club, and the hours that we put in, the work that we do with the players, the atmosphere that we're trying to create off the pitch and the environment and get that bit right. There's been a lot of changes in the last 18 months, 2 years, I think, and we're in a good place now where we feel we work together really well, and we enjoy working with the players.
Just rounding off then, and these are just more towards the Millwall game at the weekend. How's the squad looking? How's Cory Smith doing?
Cory trained today, trained very well, so a fit Cory Smith is a huge weapon for us, and it's good to see him back.
Are there too many long balls being played at the moment, and is that the best way to make the use of Naki Wells?
Well, I think, as I said before, the last 3 performances have not been the standard that we've set previously, and there's many reasons for that. And for us, as I said before, we look at everything, and we're really committed now to going down to Millwall and playing a system and a style that suits the players that we've got. And if we do that effectively, then we fancy our chances of hopefully getting a good result.
Millwall came last time, obviously won. Looked like they played a 3-4-3 type formation. Do you expect a similar challenge up there? And what's the key to getting the result there?
Well, they've changed the system around a little bit. Evening game last night there against Birmingham, they started with one formation and finished with another one. So we know what to expect from them. We don't quite know the team that they're going to put out, of course, but we know that the options that are available. And again, it's knowing what we're going into in terms of the atmosphere and what the players that we're going to face. At the same time, it's about focusing on us and making sure that we're at our best. If we're at our best individually, then we'll give Millwall the right game.
How will you travel there? Is it by train?
As far as I know, we're going to get the coach down after training tomorrow. Yeah.
Nice one. Thanks. Good luck for the weekend.
Thank you.